Hello and welcome to Joyride with your hosts, the Metaphysical Moms, Tiffany and Carrie. Joyride takes you on a spin through all things spiritual and soulful, including holistic healing, energy work, and personal development. Now, here are your hosts, Tiffany and Carrie.
Good morning. Hi, Joy Tribe. How is everybody?
I always think of that. Good morning, Vietnam.
I know.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carrie.
She went and said, I really want us to say our names. I said,
We don't introduce ourselves. We just launch in.
Well, he introduces us. Bobby introduces us. So,
hi, I'm Tiffany.
and I'm Carrie Walker.
And
How
hi,
are
I
you?
see Keely's on, and Michelle. Hi, guys, and Denise, and Jason. Hi, everybody who's tuning in on Facebook Live. We so love you having here, and if you're watching us later on YouTube or on one of our podcasts, we just love having you join us. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And we need to do a special shout out.
Yes. So we got our first ever fan present. So we got a box of goodies, and this is from our beautiful Joy Tribe friend, Carrie Skanderson, and she's in Arizona. And so we just want to say thank you so much. We have
so much
snacks, and we have therapy balls, and you are the lady who gives us balls. And in fact, my mother-in-law, it's like, I was just about to order these because she needed them for her hand. I was like, well, use them.
And Miles, too. Miles, I went all over town looking for everything to make stress balls, and they did not turn out
And we
well.
have them. We have all kinds of stickers and just cute things. Thank you so much. We
And
love
the
you.
loveliest
And yes, when
man.
you come through Houston,
Or when we go to
call us.
when we go to in the desert.
Isetti?
No.
Oh, Contact in the Desert.
Yes, I want to go. I really do want to go.
We'll come look
We
you up.
need to really plan that now because I think it's in 2 weeks. Okay, so we have a guest today in the studio.
And our Metaphysical Mama friends here in Houston, the tribe is
A lot
just
of us.
growing.
Yeah.
As we kind of put the tentacles out and we find each other and we're like, you're right here in my backyard.
For you people that think that Houston is like backwoods when it comes to this stuff, you're wrong. There are so many of us here. Some of us are like NASA scientist people over here, but most of us, a lot of us, are not. We are metaphysical. We believe in the higher power, and we believe in all this really great stuff that we can manifest. So you guys need to come visit us in Houston so you can check it out for yourself.
So anyway, we have a beautiful fellow Metaphysical Mama here in the studio today, Miss Janelle Hoyland. Hello, darling.
Hey. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be on this show because you were on my show.
Yes, last week.
And we had a great time.
We did. So Janelle has the spiritual happy hour. And I love how we have the shiny show and the lighter side and the joyride and the spiritual happy hour. We all have like these awesome shows that put out this good vibe every time. So you reached out to us and we said, yes.
See, I still think I reached
Soul
out to you
sister.
about a year ago. And the timing
Probably.
wasn't right.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that
the
funny?
timing was kind of wonky. Yeah.
But here we are.
Yes. And I'm down in Clear Lake, which is awesome. But I grew up in Houston, so.
Like right down
Literally
the street from her.
Right
Yeah.
around the corner from us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well-
so much fun.
So we have realized that our paths have crossed, and we're all on the same vibe. And you've got such a crazy, interesting story, and you've
Oh
got
my
some
God.
really beautiful things going on. And I think our tribe is going to love hearing. Especially, I love the part about you knowing your connection and the energy of money. I mean, there's a lot of cool things we can get into today.
Oh, yeah, a lot. I'm like an encyclopedia of information.
Well, you've only been doing it. I mean,
Like
she's
your whole
she
life.
looks like she's 12, and she's been doing it since since she was 19. But
Yeah.
you've covered a lot of ground in these last.
And you have kids that are like 20
Years.
something. So I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what magic potion you got going on here. But
It's called my spirit, you see.
It's called happy.
I'm actually happy.
that's
Yeah.
right. The spiritual happy hour
We both have one.
is Janelle's book, and she co-wrote it with her friend Jennifer Lejodas.
Yes.
It's a Greek name.
And she's up in
Lejodas.
Jersey, which I appreciate the kind of balance between north and south, if you would. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting, I find.
Well, okay, let's go back to the beginning. And actually,
Yeah.
we talk a lot about this on her show that we did last week, so you can check her out on her Facebook page, Spiritual Happy Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we do, and there will be a little bit of overlap, but maybe not. We
I
have a
don't
lot
think
to
so.
talk about.
We jammed it out that day.
Well, in our feed, we tried to go live also, and I think our feed dropped after like 15, and we went on for an hour and a half, I think, after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had a lot to say. But you came in wide open. I mean, you were, I'm not sure how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, but you had an interesting
let's
start.
introduce your start, because
Yeah,
that set the whole thing up.
Oh my gosh. So I was thinking about that actually this morning. I was thinking about a chronological series of events, right? So for me, when I was very young, 3 years old, is when I started hearing my guidance outside of me. And it's actually what saved my life and taught me how to take care of myself when I was younger, because I was in a situation where I was kidnapped from my mom with my younger sister. And that's what I rely on. It's my driving force, if you would. It's what I know. So to me, that's how everybody was. I didn't understand that this was is or is not, or maybe, and I didn't even know there was terminology for it, because there just never was.
So at 3 years old, you're knowing that you're in connection to a higher force that is guiding you and loving you and protecting you.
Yep.
So
without a doubt.
And you live there, and you have to come join us here
Yes.
on the earth plane. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
So-
as a 3-year-old, were you seeing? Were you just hearing?
Yes,
Were you
both.
sensing?
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it wrapped up in one. And I started thinking about, that part of it for me, because at that time it was mostly, take care of yourself, do this, feed the, eat this, open the door, those kind of things, because I really didn't have a parental figure that was teaching me, how to do normal things that you would teach your own kids. Like I teach my kids, like you teach your kids. And I just didn't have that. So one, the fact that I was able to come out of that with that guidance, completely intact, healthy, happy, and thriving.
You were there for how long?
4.5 years.
Whoa.
And I, actually be able to take care of myself and not have some kind of odd, I do have odd things, don't get me wrong.
We all do.
But, I have like I have to have, pantry full of food, those kind of weird things. But I don't consider that weird. I just like having lots of food.
I like that too. I like the stocked
do
fridge
too.
and cotton balls.
Yes.
For some reason, cotton balls
Yeah.
and Q-tips.
Yeah.
That was
Duct
always
tape.
like,
Duct
I have
tape.
extra money.
We're safe. If we got duct tape, we're good.
Yeah. So just little things like that I noticed. But, it never occurred to me as something different. But by the time I was moving forward, I was returned to my mom, everything moving forward. And then at the age of 7 and 8 is when I started hearing translation of biblical stories and Jesus conversations. And I started asking more in-depth spiritual questions.
Wait. Hold on. Now, you did not share this last time.
No.
So you started hearing, the stories that we all grow up with, you heard a
Firsthand
different...
in your head?
Yes.
Different version?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yogananda did this too. So
Yes.
you carry good company.
Different version in my head. Because I went to private school, right? So we did Bible study, right? So listening to the Bible verse, and I'm like,
that's not what he said.
I'm hearing, and I asked out loud, well, I'm hearing that it means this.
How'd that go?
That didn't go over so well, because I was sent to the dean's office, and they told me you're not supposed to ask those questions.
Don't ask.
But
Yeah.
you're getting a different interpretation of the biblical passage
Literally-
that makes sense.
Can you give
to
us an example?
Yeah, great example. I just picked the big one.
When you're 7 and 8, I mean, this is
Yeah,
it's
and
so
the fact that
innocent.
I have the awareness, a little bit. And so they're just throwing in the heavy ones. So, okay, the image that we have of the Jesus dying on the cross, right? Mm-hmm. And we hear that, he died for our sins. But what if sins aren't translated into sins? But what if it's actually your fear that he died to help you not go into? So as below,
So it's
so
above.
above.
Yeah.
That's the linear line
Yeah.
of his hands, and then head to feet is heaven to earth. Manifesting from heaven to earth.
That's a big concept for a little person.
Yes, completely.
So you said, well, wait, it's not sin, like we did it wrong and we're going to be damned. It's just a fear.
It's fear, conquering your mindset, conquering what's possible.
And that was said, oh, no, little Janelle.
No, you got it wrong. It's sin. You're a sinner. And I'm like, but I don't really feel like I'm a sinner.
You might be, but you may own that. But I'm okay over
don't
here.
own that.
No, I'm a huge student of A Course in Miracles, and that's exactly how Jesus
I
interprets it.
had no idea.
He's like, it's just fear it's just an error in judgment. It's just an error on the side of fear. It's not a sin.
Yeah, so
it's
totally
just a
7 and 8,
different
doing
interpretation.
Okay,
Wow.
but think about this. Time out. Think about this. If we eradicated fear, imagine what we could do.
Yeah.
If we weren't afraid to go do X, Y, and Z, if we weren't afraid of love, if we weren't afraid to take
But
that
we have
leap.
to have it.
For the human experience.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but still, I get the line you drew there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay.
So we have to have that for the balance. In other words, you wouldn't know what is light or what is dark or what is fear and what is love.
So do you think we're here to conquer the fear of fear?
I don't think we're supposed to eradicate it. I think we're supposed to feel it and choose to live above it.
Bingo.
But isn't
That's
that
where I'm with you.
eradicating it? I mean, just within yourself, because I can't make you do or not do anything.
No, it never goes away. As much as I know and as much as I've been through, it never goes away.
That's true. That's true.
The pantry's still stocked.
Yeah.
That's right.
Still have the cotton balls.
I still have food in my car.
So does she.
Travel with snacks.
Yeah. Have snacks while
Your
travel.
mom.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's
Okay, so very early on.
Yeah, so 7 and 8, that was happening, those conversations. And then 8 to 10 was past life, my own past life regression, my own witnessing of my own soul's journey at that age. And then astral travel at that time. And also connection with people that have crossed over. So loved ones, stuff like that happening at 8 to 10.
How did you differentiate? I mean, I'm sorry, I know I keep
I
stopping you,
don't.
but it's like if Miss Smith is right here, how do you?
I don't differentiate. To me, it is.
It's as real as real.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is as real as real.
I guess I mean your own identity.
Oh,
versus
from
all
that?
Yeah.
I don't know that for me there's a separation.
Right. Well, that's what we're here to learn. It's all connected anyway,
Yeah,
right?
I don't feel like there's a separation. I'm like, when I look at him, do I see people with him? Yes. Do I see people with you? Do I see people? Yes, all the time. But
We have told her nothing about you. He had somebody recently transition, so
yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Grandmother? Well, he has a grandmother with him, though.
He's tuning us out, though he's
Yeah.
listening to every word.
But anyway,
Producer Bobby.
producer Bobby Lever. But anyway, so 8 to 10 having that experience. And then going from, having connection with, people that have crossed over, that was a new thing, and having past life regression and astral travel and bilocation and you got to remember all of these things I did not have terminology for, nor did I have anyone teaching me that was in a physical form. This is this. This is this. This is this. But I also didn't have the inclination to find out what it was.
It just was.
It just was.
Wow.
It was just my experience. When 12 to 15 was like psychometry, where I could touch things and understand, the background or where they came from. A lot of history came in for me during that time. A lot of more spiritual concepts came in, about people and love and family dynamics and family history and stuff came in during that time for me. Understanding that physical dynamic. So it was a lot of physical realities for me during that time. And then between 16, basically, until I started working with people, was my education in the afterlife and what we do when we go to heaven. What are our choices? What do we do as a soul when we cross over? All those things was from 16 to 19. Just as most people are just like, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I have a lot of fun. It's not like...
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
It's not like
It's written all
just
over you.
this like, spiritual dogma.
Heavy.
No, I'm like joy and fire and all
It's
of
a
that
spiritual
spiritual
happy
stuff.
hour.
Yeah,
Got it.
wrapped in one, So I had a great experience with, but I also had certain things that I was not allowed to do.
The guides.
Yeah.
were telling
They never
you.
go away.
Never go away.
You can't sneak out.
No, don't do that. Don't go there. Don't eat that. Don't talk to that person. Don't go here. Don't do that. Drive here.
keep you
Drive
safe.
there. Yes. Very straight and narrow, I say. In a conservative, non-conservative world, they have a very strict policy.
Have you ever tried to go outside of that?
No.
Never? Like you didn't go and they didn't bop you on the head? No.
No. I freeze.
Does it feel like puppet? Do you feel like you're too controlled? No, not at all.
No, I feel free.
Yeah.
I feel totally free.
Well, because you have your safety net like built in, so you can't make a mistake.
After our conversation last week, I was meditating and I was like, what would it feel like to feel like a 3-year-old and just know that you have this guidance? And it was a beautiful feeling that kind of came over me of just knowing that and just trusting that you can go play in the universe and you'll be navigated. And if you get into something, you'll be helped.
Yeah.
And it was a really beautiful feeling. I was like, okay, I'm manifesting this feeling for me because I like it. So thank you for giving me that kind of window.
Well, that's part of what I do is I help people understand that it doesn't have to be this like cut, like you have to cut off your life and go down this foreign road. That you're meant to merge this life that you have with that, and then the two can commingle and create something great.
That's what we're about. That right there is
that's
exactly what we're about.
Totally making it fun.
It has to be fun. The truth is, if it's not fun, you're not going to enjoy it.
You can't sustain it.
And it doesn't mean the hard things. We don't have hard things, but still, the space is meant to be joyous. It's meant to be fiery and amazing and passionate.
Well, it's high vibrating.
Yeah.
I mean, they always say that you have to reach, like you come up so that they can come meet you. But I want to address that too, because you had said that, because I'd asked how did you read so many people in a day? Well, let's get to that part. So then you meet Mr. Fancy.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I met a guy that we dated for a while. And he was very spiritually connected, and we had a lot of in-depth conversations, and it was finally like meeting someone who actually understood how my brain worked, which was a gift from God for me, because it was like, oh, okay.
Somebody gets me.
Somebody I can talk to about this.
I understand now. Someone moves at my speed, which is super fast. But also someone who loved as deeply as I did, because I have this capacity to love people and accept people at this really high vibration. And it sometimes causes a lot of pain, in my life, right? Because people don't understand how to love it in that way. But he very early on told me that he was going to protect me and save my life. And he knew that, and he came in to make that decision to protect me and live his life continuing. So at 18, or just shy of his 18th birthday, he passed away, making the decision for me not to be in a car with him the night that...
And saved your life.
And he saved my life.
Yeah,
and he was my educator.
That, man. I mean, that's a pretty
That was a heavy blow.
Thing. Yeah.
That took me a really long time to gather my pieces from that loss.
Yeah.
At that magnitude. Because it wasn't just... a relationship. It was so much more in depth, and there were so many different pieces in so many different places. And no one understood either. That was the most difficult part, because normally you would go to a parent or counselor or something, and I had no one to walk me through that.
So he's is he part of your guide team now?
He is, in a way. When he first crossed, he definitely helped me understand and navigate the world of, people's loved ones that crossed over and what we do in heaven. And
you got that
the
personal.
Yes.
Yeah, you have that personal side.
I literally had a personal guide waiting for me all the time. Like, here, go here, go here, go here. This is how this works. This is how this works. And it just was another one-up education to where I was like, okay, I don't know how much more you can pack into one brain. I'm like, okay. But it was an amazing journey, just understanding the ins and outs of how people cross and what happens, and when we go into heaven, what's going on up there, and as a soul, when we cross, what do we choose? And
what did you find in that? Because I know that we have a friend who lost her son, and he came back and wrote a book, and it's phenomenal because it's very real. It's very much this, but in I choose to fish, I choose to go do this, I choose to do that.
Yeah.
So what is your experience with that?
Well, there's a couple of things that happen. So as a soul, when we cross, we can either choose to break up into a billion pieces and go into, that's why you'll have 5 people in a room and they'll say, oh, I'm Cleopatra, or I'm Cleopatra, because we have different pieces from what I call great souls that pass. And That can happen. You can go backwards and forwards. Doesn't matter. But what I found really interesting is the choice of jobs. Mm-hmm. You know, to get an assignment. Oh, I'm going to choose to read to the kids, or I'm going to choose to foster music in the world, or I'm going to help people that just cross over, or whatever the deal is. You can choose whatever job or no job if you want. But I found the jobs really interesting.
Isn't that cool? And A Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls by Michael Newton, and he was describing the afterlife and how it's all set up and from his past life regressions. Mm-hmm. And some were midwives. They were birthing new souls out of the all that want to come and then incarnate into different places and spaces.
It's a very in-depth, just like it is here. Very in-depth system. And they don't work, they work intertwined. It's not a linear thing.
We can't wrap our heads sort of around the concept.
Yeah. What, of time?
Well, just
that they're simultaneous and kind of commingle.
You can go back and forth. Like, oh, this incarnation, I'm going to go back and go into 1940s Germany. I know it's going to be an intense ride. You guys want to go? You hook up with your souls and
and you go. Cool. Yeah, and for me, watching my own progression and looking back, now at 45. When I was 19, when I started taking on clients to work with them, with their loved ones that crossed over. The loved ones used to write their name in my hand. I could feel them spelling their name.
Wow. That's
how physical they are with me. And that's a very different thing. Mm-hmm. But my team is very physical with me. It's not the body for them is,
Do they poke you? I get poked a lot.
Oh, they trip me, shove me.
Tickle my hair.
They'll make things pop out.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Watch her jump.
She might flash you on the show.
Oh, yeah. They make that happen on a reguly basis. It's very fantastic.
Naughty.
They are very naughty.
Naughty.
Naughty. They like nakedness.
Oh, take off the clothes.
What are you worried about?
It's just a skin suit.
Yes, just a skin suit. Yes.
So you started seeing people at 19, and didn't you see an unbelievable amount of...
Yeah.
Of clients a day.
Yeah, I had the thing is, I don't have a shut-off switch. It's always on. And so for me, even though I had 2 kids, I had 1 kid and then the other one I was pregnant with the other one. I worked basically 7 days a week. Wow. Saw 10 to 15 people at least a day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're still here and you're not babbling.
So that didn't burn you out?
No, it's the opposite.
It energizes you.
Yeah. Well, and I don't feed from it, but when I go into that space and I'm serving, like I'm serving right now, it just is, I lose total body connection. I don't know whether I need to eat, and I sort of have to have someone with me during that because I don't really have a connection to the body in that sense of what it needs.
And that hasn't affected your body at all? We have other friends, and it really, being so high vibrating, has affected the body.
No, I made that very clear early on that we're not going to have casualties.
Okay.
Well intended. I think that's I didn't realize you could do that, because that's what I've often heard is that when you're out of the body a lot, it's like an abandoned house that eventually.
Oh yeah, you can have campers.
Oh, that too.
Oh, squatters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We have one friend that she has a person that will come in, and she's a little girl. And at one point she came back and she'd been written all over. And she's like, okay, no, you have to leave the body.
She's like, you can't touch the boobs. You can't touch, don't stay off
no
the private
writing,
parts.
No writing on the face. Yeah, enough, buddy.
Leave it better than you found it.
Right. And so, I don't know. And they would just come. I actually didn't get paid during that time because my whole thing is I just wanted to experience their reality. And so for me, it was the gift of service. And so I would have people hang out all day at my house and, bring me food, bring me flowers, paintings. So, and this would be people from across the world, Sweden, Japan, Vietnam, just
how did they find you?
Word of mouth.
Wow. Yeah.
Word of mouth. Like, I did no and I didn't even say, hey, would you refer me? No, I didn't do any of that. I was like, okay, great, it's nice to see you, bye, have a nice time.
Well, you know how that looks. It's oh my gosh, I found the most incredible person, and she brought in, oh, what's her number? I mean, and
Oh, it goes.
and the next,
Yes.
it's like a wildfire.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you got married.
Yes. Got
You
married. I've been
having
married
babies.
to my amazing husband for 25 years who gets to lovely put up with all of my shenanigans and my
Well.
team's shenanigans that play pranks on him
You do
too.
prank him, don't
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah, I prank him, but they prank him even more, which is great.
Well, I'm still looking for the glitter pill. I'm so doing that one.
And you guys, we talked about money. You guys
Yes.
have had, as a team,
Yes.
you guys have really created some incredible
Oh my goodness.
wealth and abundance. And you want to teach people that that's available for everybody.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I really feel like another hang up for people, especially spiritually connected people, is this whole money thing that.
Yep.
And for a long time, when I started at 19 working with people, I was trying to fit myself into the money program. And I was like, man, it's just not working. It won't fit in there. And I just couldn't make it sense.
The programming, and you're not supposed to make money. But
Right.
you're the master manifester. I
Yes.
think once you're out of the matrix, you realize, ooh, I can run this program and I can figure this out and that out.
Yeah, but for some reason with the money with me, because I've had so many lifetimes of being of service, but not actually getting paid for what I do and actually being kept for my information, it was mandatory.
That you did not have money.
Well, no, that I had to learn how to make money.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, to work I went. That's one of my greatest educations has been in business and in money, and understanding what we do with it, how we make it almost this thing of huge responsibility when it's really just water
Yep.
and energy.
You talk about your analogy of the money and water.
It literally, it will go where it needs, but if you control it, it will repel against you. If you stockpile it, hoard it, whatever you're concocting in your mind with it,
Fear again.
it's going to repel against you. It just will not. It's like oil and water. It just doesn't mix. So when we were 19, we started our first company. And literally sold everything we had, rented out our house. We had a 9-month-old, and mind you, I was also seeing clients during this time too. And so one store led to 2, then led to 3. And at each point he would look at me, he said, what do you think I should do? And I said, I think you should run fast. And he goes, are you sure? And I go, yeah, and it's going to be scary. And
Not like run away.
no,
run
towards it. Yes.
Okay.
And he said, it's going to be scary and it's going to be hard on us. I said, but this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And he said, okay. Deep breath,
So
let's
he
go.
trusts your guidance. The
Yes.
same thing is don't go here.
Well,
Sign now.
In certain things. But if I tell him not to turn left, you know what, he's rebellious. So he's going to say, I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm like, well, I told you it wasn't going to go great, but you didn't listen to me.
Okay, so now you guys are up to 6 different stores, and then you have a lot of other things you're doing.
Yeah, I have my stuff going on the side. I literally I guess it was 28, so about 10 years in is when I decided to just completely leave working in the stores. And literally I was running the accounting for 9 different stores, 9 different bank accounts, 9 cash drawers coming in and out, merchandise going back and forth. Tell me a spiritual person that has that kind of connection, but that has that duality as well. Not very often. So I started looking at it and going, okay,
Plug these together.
Something needs to happen here.
You need to hire somebody.
And so, but my husband did hire 4 people to replace me, which was great, I thought.
I wish every husband got that.
Got that. You're irreplaceable. I have to hire 4 people to do what you do.
He told me, he's like, I don't know how in the hell you did all of this. And I'm like, well, because I'm fast and I am great at money. Can I add worth of crap? No. But for some reason, money and I are great friends.
So talk about your friendship with money, because a lot of people do not have that or don't even know what that would feel like.
I enjoy it.
And in what regard? Not just spending it, but you enjoy.
I enjoy
the challenge
giving
of
to
it?
people. I enjoy having it. I enjoy earning it. But like I said, what was happening in the business world, I was not owning my spiritual connection, and in my intuitive world, I wasn't owning my business connection. And both were really strong.
Yeah.
But this merging needed to happen, and that's what I've been working on over the past year and a half, 2 years, is really merging these two things in a world that says you can be one or the other.
Okay, so to speak to that, I know in my household, I believe, and this is a belief that I'm trying to get rid of, that if I earn, it takes me away from my family.
Yes.
So if my husband earns, that means he has to be gone. So you either have to choose family and being a good mommy and raising your babies, or you have to choose work, and then you're sort of, you know, just a tiger, and you're a narcissist, and so it is either or, and a lot of people think that way, or maybe in my family they do. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's a concept that needs to be broke too, because it's not a choice. The two can merge. You can have a happy, balanced family life, and they can enjoy you being and standing in your power as an earner yourself. And I think it's actually essential for kids to see us as women do that, but not do it at the cost of them, because all they've known in the past, in our past lives, has been that it has to be
Comes
one or
at
the
an
other.
expense. Exactly.
And that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, I know that I have a good friend of mine, Siri, who is able to do both, and she's never had anybody else watch her kids. She's never, I don't know. I mean, she travels all over the world, and dinner's still on the table at 5 or 6. Her kids are either with her, or, I mean, she's phenomenal, and she's always stood out because she's able to do it. And it is, and she said, well, yeah, at the end of the day, something gives. You know, I could have done, you know, instead of it being this big, it could have been this big.
Right.
But when is enough? And it's important to me that I do raise my children, because they're gone so fast. So there is that the two sides of it, but I want to be able to merge it and not, I mean, I was always told, you will be a great number 2, the woman behind the man. You run the house, you know, it's like, well, I kind of suck at that.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry
hate
to
doing
tell
laundry.
You do not suck at it, but you can.
Thank you. But I
can also be a great number 1.
Well, thank you.
Women are never behind the men because we're the creators.
That's true. You know
So
what? That's true.
if Carrie were to come to you as a client, as a one-on-one, how do you counsel? How do you work with that? How do you connect?
Right. So it literally, like, let's say she books the time today and we don't speak until next week. I'm working the whole time until I see her. And I go into the family blueprint. Like, what did she come in with? What does she have? I look at your soul's history. Where have you been? What have you done? What are you here to accomplish? And also, not only that, but what's going to push you, right? What are you hanging on to, right?
Yeah, that's a huge one.
And what are you doing in relationship? Because that's one of our biggest learning curves here is relationship. Not just with our significant other, but also in our intimate, you know, with our girlfriends, you know, and our kids, you know. And I look at all of that. And let's say she's wanting to go into business for herself. That's where I'll look at, okay, what does she want to earn? How much does she want to work? Where does she want to take it? What are her next steps? What are the fears that could possibly come up in that? Because when you start putting the money into it, that's when the rapid fire fear comes up, because we just shut down.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's easier to have all these great ideas, but you're right. Once you put your money where your mouth is, and that you have to, sometimes you do have to invest in order to get
you
the
have
return.
to play big.
You do.
You have to play big.
And that's where a lot of us fall short, is the playing big.
Yeah, because we think of it as life or death.
But you also said we had to risk everything. We had to rent our house, and you've got babies, you've got commitments, people depended on you, and to take that leap when you're not sure.
Yeah, you got to go all in.
So I think it comes back to that knowing, that guidance, that connection, and knowing this is the path. I don't see exactly where I'm going to land, but I know I'm going to land.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the piece that I think most people have the hardest time with, is trusting in that they're so held that even if you scrape your knee, it's going to be a little bump. It's not going to make you who you are.
My niece and I talked about that cat just yesterday. No matter what, I've always known I would be okay. Always. Like, it never occurred to me to bail out. You know, it never occurred to me. I always knew husband could lose his job tomorrow, and I do actually have friends that are in this, and it okay, we sell the house,
create
we
something
move,
new. Create something new.
Exactly. And that's the way. I mean, that's the way I've always felt about it. Things will be okay. It may not look the way it does now, but there's always room for more.
Right.
More meaning, more experience.
Yes.
More love, more, and who knows what comes out of things.
And I really take presence to what my husband and I are doing with money. So the first time we ever wrote our first, I guess, $1 million check for a property, we were like, I looked at it and I go, holy, that says $1 million.
You really did? I thought that was just an example you gave.
No.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Was that not just badass?
Oh, my God. No, it was scary as hell, because we're sitting there and we're like, oh, my God, we're going to do it again. We're going to risk everything again. And we have time and time and time and time again. And
have they ever been a flop? Have you ever
oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just got to get used to that. It's going to happen sometimes
It's
too.
going to happen. I mean, you don't always 100% get it right. And sometimes there's,
great lessons in
great
the flops.
lessons and the failures. And I don't say failures in the sense of, oh my God, it sucked. But I find
the return may not be there.
Right.
The monetary return.
Right. And sometimes, it is a little bit of a wait, for things to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Because for the first 2 years, we really did not make any money. I mean, zero. I'm talking zero money.
Like how we're making payroll.
And then he's looking at me, and I'm doing all these sessions for people. And he's like, "Well, you could be bringing in $1," and I'm like, "Oh,
it's not.
Can't pay for this. I want to charge for this."
No. Yes.
So what about that?
So
when all of a sudden,
yes, yeah. So I got it. I was like, well, I should be charging for this. Why the hell am I working for food?
Right.
When did I wear that sign that says I will work
food
for
and
food?
Cotton balls.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong, it was a great experience. But
there's something the universe does with that, though.
Yes.
I know that there are a lot of folks that we know that are healers, and they usually start out that way because it does elevate you internally.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And people, I think, as intuitives, a good percentage of intuitives kind of work like starving artists. I'm in service. And I'm like, well, can you just hang that up because that's not working for you?
Well, it's a value piece because I know that I'm a designer and I went from 50 to 75 to 120, and it's like each time I'm like, no. That's just too much. I can't. Okay, well then I'll give them my discount on the back end. Give them everything half off, and but it's a value piece.
Yes,
because there are designers that say $100 and I can't get to you for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll line up for it. And it's like it's a perceived
value on the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Value on your energy. You have to value your own energetic blueprint is the issue. And your own intellectual content, is the other thing. And because most intuitives healers have suffered,
Other
paid
lifetimes.
some price for their gift or chastised or judged or whatever.
In this life or past lives, like which draw?
Both, kind of both.
Yeah.
I think both, because they kind of bring that with them,
Sorry.
It's a little roller coaster
I'm
right
just
here.
going to put this on now. So, suppose I can't see.
Where the platypus?
Yes, Perry the platypus.
Perry
We'll
the
just
platypus.
do
Okay,
this.
where did you get that? And how did we just take that left turn?
Well, you did your chair, so I had to interject the laughter. We were talking about money and it's got
I think it
serious.
was all on you, so nobody even saw that.
I had to bring in the funny piece. I think it is intuitives, we think that we're doing great good if we sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Martyr.
yeah, we put our life on hold and we don't get to enjoy life. And really, the things of life, going to a great opera or, going to
A fabulous tropical island.
that thing,
Going
those
fishing in Costa
feed
Rica.
your soul. They feed your soul, and it really gives you that spark and that inspiration and that fire to go back into the world lit up and actually do the work that you're supposed to be doing. But you can't get there if you're starving artist, if you're trying to prove your parents right or your soul right, to say that, you're just not going to make any money doing that.
Well, we talked a little about this last week. There's that whole stigma of having money and being a rich asshole,
Yes.
snob,
Yes.
uncaring.
Yes. Yeah, I would hide my money.
You said that you wouldn't wear your jewelry, you wouldn't tell people what you did, and I know I was the same way, and finally it's like this is a reverse. Somehow this doesn't
a reverse
feel right
judgment.
either.
Yeah.
It's shadow work. I'm all about shadow work right now, but that's it is.
And
a
you
reverse
go into
judgment.
corporations, and you're helping corporations now learn how to
Yes.
merge the spiritual.
Yes, because women
Emotional.
are so intuitive, and the women that are running companies, I was thinking, here's the thing. This is magical in its design. God set this up at the right moment to go into business, to go into money, and go do some work in there with women who are in touch intuitively but have been hiding it because of the business role. And I can't make executive decisions based on my intuition.
Well, you have to back it up. They do, but they have to work hard to back it up.
No, they just don't. They don't use it there.
But why do guys say I have a hunch? And oh man, this guy's got a
Because
gut.
men can stand in their power in the workplace.
Well, all that's changing.
Yeah, that's
old.
what I'm
that's
saying.
old school.
Feminine
Yeah,
energy.
exactly.
And there's some very intuitive, empathic men.
Oh
that
my
are very-
God! Yeah, my husband is. Yes.
Yeah, so
he can't be
I
married
know my
to me and
husband
not
is
be.
too.
Can't wait to meet him. So they say that as we sleep, our husband's in train. Are we in train to each other? So husband may be completely in the 3D, but he's entrained. Like they balance. Otherwise, we wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing.
I know, right?
I secretly think he kicks my ass at night.
You're pranking. You're thinking of the next prank.
We prank
How
each
you're
other
gonna
all
get
the
him.
time. Yes. We have fun. We do. We live life to its fullest.
Okay, so in that when we saw her last week, we filmed at my house, and she comes over. She's like, "Yeah, my husband's in band. Yeah, we just got back from Hawaii. Yeah, we fish." And it's like, you guys have just such a beautiful life. No, but you've created this
we
life.
created it
From
Your
nothing.
little cherub child.
We came.
Oh, this baby.
Oh my
Whoa.
God, my son.
He's
yeah.
not a baby, but he's just a beauty.
We both of us, the misconception. One, most people who meet me do not. I don't walk around and flaunt money and just throw it at people and just
She wears a fascinator everywhere she
Yeah,
goes.
I
yes.
think I might get a crown though. That sounds
That
really
crown, the
interesting.
tiaras are
Okay,
beautiful
I'm
these
thinking
days.
I might do that.
I just
I'm
want the
loving that.
long earrings.
Yeah, I love that.
Chandelier.
Yeah, I love that. But a lot of people when they meet us just assume that we don't own businesses or whatever because I just don't.
You don't wear it.
No, I don't wear that air. But I also we give a lot. We give a lot back. And
Now why is that though? Do you have to give back in order to be spiritual?
No, it's my choice.
See, there you go.
I like to have the balance. I like to have the rhythm.
No, I do too. I think it's important.
And I like to do it anonymously. That's why I don't say what I do. I've been known to drop money in people's purses without them knowing.
Oh my God, that makes me cry. But doesn't that just feed you in a way? Because you're not, and it's not that anybody knows, anybody ever says thank you,
what feeds me is that I know I'm listening to what I'm called to do. Not the action of putting the money in the bag. It's that I know I'm listening every time.
What would be your top 3 tips for people who are really wanting to shift their focus around money?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great tip, especially for intuitives, because that's
Poking you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
poke.
Keep going.
That's one of my biggest things. I think one would be to stop being so afraid of it. Actually make the decision that you're going to be friends
with money.
with money. Really enjoy the energy of it, where it can go, what it can do, what's possible with it, what's not possible with it, because there's certain
passionate
things.
about it.
Get passionate, get lit up about it.
Because it's actually neutral. It's not bad. It
No,
can do
it's
bad things.
what
It
you
can
put
do
on it.
amazing things.
Yes.
It's neutral. It's what
Yes,
we put
it's
into
what you
it.
put on it that makes
Sure.
the difference. And also get really honest about money. Because I find that most intuitives, one, have no clue what they spend or what even their bank account looks like.
Right. Well, because ignorance is bliss. I don't have to deal with it if I don't.
Yeah, I'm the shoebox kind of receipt, and my husband is the pie chart. He knows, we've spent 14.2% on Starbucks this year. I'm like, well, that's all you, buddy. I don't
Get this. I have that in my head rolling all the time.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh my
the
God.
pie chart.
I have a girlfriend, and she is the funniest, sweetest thing. And she's like, one day we were talking. I just met her. We've only been friends for about, 4 months. And one day she was like, okay, so I had this shoebox, and I had 30 grand in the shoebox.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, the shoebox, right? The shoebox. I'm like, what freaking shoebox? I don't have $100.
Well,
in the
that's another
shoebox.
thing. You need to have cash on you.
Okay, perhaps.
So instead of credit, spend cash? So
You know
what
need to
you're
have
spending.
cash
have
on
a
you.
cash on hand so that if something goes down, you have cash.
Is that what you mean?
No. What I mean is cash creates cash.
Okay.
Cash
My
likes
cash does not breed. My cash disappears.
Well, what are you
$3
doing
at a
with
time.
it? Do you look at it and go, oh my God.
No, I don't. I just don't carry cash because I pay off my bills every month.
You
and
need
so
to have cash in your
reason,
wallet, in your purse.
Why?
Cash likes cash. I'm telling you.
I have Venmo.
It's magnetic,
I
huh?
Venmo.
Yes, it's no.
How much do you carry? Well, I don't want anybody to jump here. But how much do you carry cash?
I've been known to carry as much cash that would make me feel uncomfortable that somebody would rob me.
Well, and that's subjective. But
often I just go credit card, debit card.
see,
That's it.
I want gold. I like having gold, and it is to me the gold. But that's for shit going down. But it is. But I think.
I keep gold.
Well, I like my
can't-
points. I took 5 people to Africa. Actually, I've taken Kelly too to Africa on points.
I like
and
points.
so
I
that's
like
why
upgrades.
I don't
I enjoy upgrades.
point. I've never gotten the upgrades.
Okay. Our 3 things. I want to get back. 'Cause
Yes,
this is good stuff.
Sorry, squirrel.
So, squirrel, rabbit.
Carrie, you were saying
Carry
make
cash.
make friends with
Make
it.
friends with money. Carry cash.
Get honest about your bank account.
Why am I
and get
carrying
honest
cash
about
again?
it.
I don't understand that.
It
Because that might be your paradigm.
no.
Yeah.
If it's pushing you,
It's something going on there.
yeah.
Well, I mean, just because I don't.
If you're mentally
I've never
confused
paid-
about it,
I don't know, but it's making my palms sweat. So what's that about, psychic girl?
put some cash in your wallet and find out.
I have $20. Well, I don't anymore because I had 200 in my for a while. But
So
that's
are
all I
you
had.
afraid it's going to go somewhere?
It just gets dribbled away because I hate spending my cash when it's in my deal. I always spend with my
There
card.
you go. The statement, I hate spending my cash.
Well, because I can't get points for it. I really like.
It's going to
points.
cost me something
Yeah.
if I spend my cash,
But I spend cash anyway.
but
I
not
spend way too much cash every month.
but from a credit card.
Why? Okay, so explain to me the difference.
The difference is when the dollars themselves represent an energy. The paper itself represents an energy. So it's
I go
really
back to the
important.
Federal Reserve not really being a governmental institution and how they took us off the gold standard. So cash to me represents people hijacking. I'm sorry to get too deep, but it represents
Well, no,
people.
this is the under. This is
That's the
behind.
hijacking.
Yes, that's
like
the
we're talking now,
undercurrent.
like Bilderberg, that stuff.
I know.
And so that's why I don't like cash because I feel like.
And I came
feel-
here to trump the system. They can't touch me.
I'm baffled.
It's a big
Good
old finger.
conversation, but it's interesting when it
Yes.
triggers just a
Yes,
conversation
that's what I'm
around
saying.
cash. There's a
Well,
whole
and there was,
belief
okay,
system.
and there was a time when I messed up all of it. But it's funny how. So I was in college. You know how they like give out credit cards?
Oh, yeah.
And so I did, and I ran up, and I didn't pay my bills. I was stupid. I was young, and but ultimately, it kept me from going into debt.
Yes.
Like I came into my marriage with no debt. I came because I didn't have credit cards. So if I had $20 in my wallet, that's all I had.
Yeah.
I didn't have a bank account. I didn't.
I only
have,
worked on cash with
Well,
my clients.
I only had cash, and I remember. I mean, there were times, and we just watched The Pursuit of Happiness again. And when the guy's like, "Oh, can I have $5?" and he's homeless, and he's with his son, and that's like his son's dinner. But he had to give the guy who's trying to get it. This guy's a millionaire. And he's like, "Sure," and the guy's like, "I'll give it back." You're like, "All right, dude." I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, in my early 20s, that was me.
Yeah,
And so
I've been there too.
So it is that feeling of cash does. Okay, yeah. All right, I have some work to do around cash.
Yes. Cash creates cash. Water likes water.
But doesn't
Okay,
Energy
more
likes
tips?
energy.
Any more tips?
That's controlling, right? So
Yeah.
don't control it. allow
I
it to be free.
But I don't. I mean, I met a woman in a parking lot, and she whatever, and I knew where she worked, and I dropped off cash. And I mean, it was. I don't hoard.
No,
I just don't carry cash.
Right, carry cash.
How much am I supposed to carry? $1,000?
Whatever feels right for you.
$500?
See, for me, it's different. I have to push rules and limits, so my rules are different than everybody else's.
Funny. All you're going to find in my wallet
Mine are the
receipts.
extreme. You know, but
it'd be fun to do as an experiment, though.
Yeah,
start
try
carrying
it.
it and see what happens.
Yes,
see how you
experiment.
feel about it. See what
But
happens when you pay
also,
with it.
for the intuitives that are running businesses, you have to ask yourself, and I know intuitively, what.
Are we in a time warp? Have we only been talking for 11 minutes?
No, we have.
No, it's the
10
other way.
left.
Okay.
10 left.
Go ahead.
You have to understand your value. So I would intuitively ask what you should be charging, and then charge that.
But what if we're not doing anything to charge? Oh, you're talking about for
Intuitives that are working.
Healers. And
Yeah. Because I need them to step up.
Well, and it's across the gamut. We had someone on the
Artists
show-
too. Artists do the same thing. Musicians
Completely.
do the same thing.
And just because it's divine does not mean that it's not there. But
Yeah.
it is okay. But I do want to say one more thing before we get too far off this. It is easy, and we talked about this last time. It is easy to say it's just money when we have it, but
Yeah.
when you don't have it and you're wondering how you're going to pay your rent next month. That's when I remember Coors, this woman, she's from the Coors family, and I was working front desk at a hotel, I was probably 20, 19, and she walks in and she's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a full-length mink and some really awesome, and I was like, oh, and I was young. I said, oh, to be you. She's like, oh, honey, don't ever want to be anybody else. She's like, you don't know. And I thought that was really profound, and it's always stayed with me. And she said, it's just money. And I thought,
yeah, it's just
not when you're...
yeah.
Well, not when you have $20 in your wallet.
It's true, but the thing is for me is I've never so the money that's in the retail stores that we own stays in the retail stores. The money that my husband brings in for his, stuff that he's playing in the band or his fishing charters, whatever. My money that comes into my work with CEOs and spiritual people stays in that. It's very clear boundaries. And so whatever money that I earn from what I'm doing stays within the structure of what I have it in.
That's smart.
Now, it doesn't matter.
But you pay yourself from that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean I can't go and invest, right? So I can't go put money somewhere else if I choose to. But that money is it's a container, right?
It's so funny. I'm feeling...
Boundaries.
Well, yeah, but I love that you don't cross-pollinate there. I mean, it is...
I have to earn if my stuff is not earning what it needs to, I need to look at something there.
See, and for me, money is just a broad stroke. And it's just...
It is. I collect money. It goes into the kitty. It's going, meow. It just kind of goes into the pot.
Well, I'm not making money right now. I mean, I'm really not, because I'm really not working.
Well,
And
I've had freedom to not, do that too. I could make a different choice and stay home.
Well, so what I'm feeling right now is I feel like there's this, I'm like a Rubik's Cube inside, and I can feel these pieces going, and they're about to start breaking off. So...
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Our lovely friend Emma is a medium in Belgium. Phenomenal. I mean, one of the best mediums
she's fantastic
out there. And she says she feels guilty charging. She knows she needs it for her family because she is, providing. But how can she get rid of that guilt feeling of charging for doing what she's doing?
That's what most intuitives have, is I feel guilty because this is such amazing work and such a gift for people, and it does so much transformation for other people in their lives. I would say to her, because that's one of the things that I understand from intuitives is they have that great amount of guilt. What she's doing right now is making the clear distinction that that person is more important than her own family.
Ooh.
And that's really what the bottom line is.
Okay.
And that has to shift. And that's what the universe is asking from her. Not for everyone, because it's not a one-size-fits-all thing.
Right.
For some people, this is true. Not for all people. The service that we choose to do in the world cannot override our own needs.
So it's self-worth.
Self-worth.
Well, okay, so if I was a graphic designer...
Same thing.
Exactly, because it's a divine, it's a talent.
Same
and because
thing.
it's easy for her connecting,
Yes.
it's like I shouldn't be charging.
Yes.
Like we only really get paid for the hard stuff.
Yes.
Like you, I mean, but you often do it for nonprofit, but that's your service with tapping? I mean,
Yeah, no,
that's
but
your
my
service?
head's buzzing, so I know I need to pay attention to what you're saying too.
Well, and I also, I'll give my services away for someone that I know that I'm called to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it for my own personal, right. I need to do this because I need to feel like I'm giving back to counterbalance the money that I've received.
So you'll just know like if somebody came in
Yeah.
and you're just like, okay, this is.
She says thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Go rock it.
Well, and there's an energetic trade.
And you need to double up, Emma.
She does need to double
You
up,
do,
and I've
you
been
really
saying
do. And
that.
I know you've been like scooching up, but like
double down.
Well, we have one. I mean, Miss Butler. She and I learned so much from her being on the show because she was so just. I don't know. She stood in her
Yeah.
power.
Jamie
She
Butler.
was sweet and she was kind and she was assured, and she charges I think like $4.5
that
for
was like 6, 8 times.
No, that was for 30 minutes.
Oh.
And it's,
But a lot of people, she's got a lot of backlash from people who saying that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
How could
how could
anybody
you do
charge
that?
that
How could
much
you-
for
because
energy?
most of her time's everywhere else. I mean, she does a lot.
I don't conform, so I'm doing.
Like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Very interesting. I can tell I'm not completely like bought in. I've still got my
Yeah.
but I also
like to push
want
the
to
envelope.
flow with it better. I want to make friends and have fun and
Yeah.
invite in and
Let it be a game. Let it be fun.
I
What
want
if we just let it
money
be
to make
fun?
money.
Oh,
So
it
where do
can
we go?
happen.
Where do we go to learn this? Like where your website?
My website is
It's
part of
Janelle
it's in the
Hoyland.
Spiritual Happy Hour book. I
this-
talk about part of it in there.
The Spiritual Happy Hour, a double
I think
shot
that's
of
in
bad,
manifesting,
being,
I think.
allowing, and doing.
Michael Beckwith endorsed the book. Sonia Choquette endorsed it. Choquette.
Sonia Choquette and Michael Beckwith have written in the
Oh,
Endorsed
he and
here.
his wife are just. I
Aren't they
have
beautiful?
their CD.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw her and we were just hooting and hollering.
and
Okay.
Janelle Hoyland,
Yeah.
JANELLEHOYLAND.com. And we'll
Yes.
put the links on our.
Maybe
And
we can do
Soul
something
Healer,
together.
Check me out there. I'm on YouTube.
Soul Healer?
Yep. And what I do is I'm going into people's businesses and really going from the ground up. So structure, bottom, foundation, employee issues, back end, like what are you spending on what?
There's a chef that does that too.
But you'll do
Same thing.
one-on-ones.
Yeah.
You'll do one-on-ones with people that call in.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my goal, right, is to go into the businesses and
Because then that affects so many others.
yes,
That
it
goes
affects
into a
everything.
bigger-
Affects everything. It's time. It's time.
Well, look,
time.
there's something about showing people how it can be done, and it can be done with grace. It can be done with light.
Yes.
And we
Fun.
all have that power.
And not that icky thing. It doesn't have to be icky.
We've got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So where are you next? Tell us about TMZ real quick.
Oh my God,
done
TMZ is
TMZ
fun.
once
I have found like the most amazing things have manifested from this great place of just pure out joy and laughter, And my husband and I were going to dinner. My phone lights up and it's a message, and I read it and it goes, TMZ. This is TMZ. We want you to come on the show. Okay, what? And I showed it to my husband. He goes, oh, I get that all the time. It's a joke. And I go, yeah, I don't think so. And they go, we're going to send you the contract in an hour. We'd like you to come on and comment.
But isn't it like a paparazzi,
Yeah.
what's going on show? So how is
you're
that?
bringing
How are
your
you
light.
tied in with that?
Yeah. So I literally put whatever positive spin on it is possible. And I just knew it was lined up. The universe was lining me up to put me there, because I'm already around celebrities and I work with directors of movies and I work in contracts and things like that on higher acquisition stuff. I'm the secret sauce behind
I
that.
say, little do people know.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Kings and queens have done it throughout history.
Yes, it's true. Spiritual advisors all throughout history.
So can we post when you're on next?
Yeah, you'll see it. I literally posted on my Facebook. You'll see me on there. I'm quite vibrant
Quite fine.
and funny.
Oh, how fun.
But I have fun.
You never
I
know
just
where your
enjoy
ride's going
it.
to take you.
Yeah, I know.
That's so
I just
cool.
go. It's fun.
That's so cool.
It's enjoyable.
That's so cool.
So-
well, we'll have to do something together. You'll have to come back on, and we have
Yes.
to do something. Like,
I'm super excited about our journey together because it's just beginning, and I'm famously excited about that.
I'm so happy. She won't
Yes.
tell us what it is because she already has a sneak peek.
Yep, I always do.
I just want to root around in your brain. But
No rooter hogs allowed in there.
okay, fine. I will respect that. Do we normally go the other way?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Our clock
I'm
is
so
counting
conflicted.
up, and we're having to do math in our head. Like, wait. So you talk about not adding numbers. It's like, wait, I need to count down.
Should I put on the Perry the Platypus mask again?
Put on
Yes,
your
please
Perry
do.
the
Okay,
Platypus.
so we just
Well, we want to thank everybody who's joining us on
It's
Facebook.
just-
Please like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
You know, other people who are on the spiritual journey
I got
who
you.
could
Hold
use
on.
a little dose of making friends with money and having fun on the journey. You look gorgeous,
Yeah.
darling.
So
You have to do
fantabulous.
that.
I can't see. I'm very confused by the universe thing. It's just driving me nuts.
And it goes around your head and around your earpiece.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank
So
you
much
so
fun.
much. We'll see you soon. We'll put the links to everything on the site. And
Miss Janelle.
Miss Janelle, thank you,
See
darling.
You
Thank
soon.
you.
Janelle.
Bye. Come find me.
Yeah. Bye.